But at the end of the day, it wasn't that bad. You're fine. You're fine. He didn't dox you. You know? He's asked you questions. He played clips of you talking. How bad can it be? He played your clips of you talking and then asked you about him. You didn't think he was going to do that? Joy Reid went on her YouTube channel because evidently she interviewed with Piers Morgan earlier in the week. The conversation went so well, she abruptly went to her YouTube channel, did a video about it.
I got a little question for you. Have you ever thought about, and would you like to know, and let me actually start just by reminding myself, just how thirsty Piers Morgan is. And you'll be forgiven for not knowing who Piers Morgan is. He won the Celebrity Apprentice at a time for Celebrity Apprentice with Donald Trump way back in 2008 and was considered a journalist working at a time for a British tabloid called the Daily Mirror when the paper was implicated in a scandal for hacking the phones of famous people, though he himself denied involvement. And he has hosted various other canceled news shows on CNN and ITV and other places, including podcasts such as the one that he hosts now. But mainly, as again, someone who considered himself a member of the media, he has become, in this current iteration of his career, a rather thirsty little troll. Desperate, it seems, for attention, and not just from Princess Meghan. As part of our press rollout for this show, our PR team booked me on the Piers Morgan podcast. Now, why did I go along with such an idea? Well, sometimes you
know what I noticed about Joy Reid, and I know people that are afraid of her. Some people are petrified of her. I noticed that she says her opinion as if it was fact. Does a lot of that. As if it's, the absolute fact. She never says, I think, or I believe, or this is my take on it. She makes statements as if they've been verified or something. She hasn't verified anything. She just don't like the guy, and she basically is shitting on him. But she did not like him. She disliked him so much she went on his show. See, only a goofy would overlook the fact that you're running him down, but you wanted to go on his show. So what made you want to go lay down with a dog? You mean you got all this to say? You're saying he's horrible, he's garbage. I'm not even disagreeing with you. I don't know the guy. I don't follow him like that. But I wouldn't go on a show with people that I feel are disagreeable, horrible people. I don't rock with them. You Joy Reid, you got money. You got name recognition. Why would you go on the Piers Morgan show if he's so horrible? He's deplorable. He's a punchline. He's a troll. Why would you go on his show? Yeah, because you want to blow up your YouTube channel. You want the same shit he want. Because why else would you go there? But see, this is not the take. I already know, guys. I haven't watched anybody cover this. But I got to feel it. When Mark Lamont Hill does it, he ain't going to point this shit out. Roland covers it, he going to cover it. He ain't going to point this shit out. None of the black folks that for some reason I get grouped with or compared to, who I have more ethics in my pinky than they got in their whole damn body. I'll lose money standing up for what I believe. They never do that. I'll lose friends saying what I really think. They never do that. I can guarantee you they won't call this shit like this. This is the most obvious take. It's what I think when I watch it. What? If you think this guy's horrible, he's a bum, he's a loser, he's this, why would you go out with him? Why'd you say yes? What, did he kidnap you?
to people on the right and see if they've got anything interesting to say. And of late, some people on the right have had interesting things to say. And of course, I do love a debate.
She wants to talk to Candace Owens. That's what this is all about. That's what it is. You set it up so you go talk to Candace. Huh? That what this is? You don't have to set it up. Just go do it like Stephen A. Smith did, like Charlamagne did. You ain't got to set it up. Let's go do it. That's what y'all all do. What? Why are you hesitating? Oh, you saying you got to talk to Piers, who you detest, who you think is a horrible troll and all these things, so you can get to other people that you can have good conversations with? Why would you need to go through him? You're fucking Joy Reid. Everybody not super Joy. I know you think you're smarter than everybody. Everybody else is an idiot. You're the only smart person in the room. You ain't that smart. You may have some skill sets from your schooling. That don't make you smart.
Some on the right, in the recent several weeks, including Piers, have been making a weird amount of sense about Israel and the genocide in Gaza and about Trump's weirdness over releasing the Epstein files, or whatever you call what the DOJ has on the late pedophile who was Trump's bestie for 15 years. So I figured, okay, wouldn't be my first choice, but why not? Especially as folks begin to realize the reality of this nightmare that we all find ourselves in.
So it's to save us from the nightmare, huh? You know what, Joy? You're not on MSNBC, and people need to stop buying your bullshit at some point. Yeah, you did this to save the world. She did it to stop Trump. Man, she got more. This is a lot, boy. Man, you must have your roof at your house must be built out of rubber to stop the lightning from striking. My goodness gracious. You will say anything, man. She has no respect. I want you to know something. You need to know this. Joy Reid has no respect for your intelligence level. This lady just sat up here and said, she spent the first 5 minutes shitting all over Piers Morgan. How about how horrible he is? How he lost all these jobs and he's never had all these failed places that he worked at. Just to say, but I went on there because I thought I could save the whales. Why not go on somebody's show who you like and who you trust and admire and respect? Why go on Piers Morgan? Oh, you're greedy. That's all it was. There's nothing left. It just thought it was like a good look for your show, huh? Like a good look. You already did Don Lemon. Come on, y'all. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to take the whole show up doing this, but Jesus, man.
And here on the screen, I want to put up the email that Piers' team sent to my PR agency to get me to come on the show. And I'm going to quote. So it would be a free-flowing conversation covering several topics in Joy's wheelhouse, including the Trump administration, Elon Musk establishing a new political party, ICE raids, and news of the day. We'd also like to discuss her leaving MSNBC and setting up her new online venture. Okay, sounds compelling. But it turns out that is not what the interview was about. Instead, Piers used a 45-minute interview to ambush me mainly about his favorite subject, race. Specifically, why Black people like me talk so much about race, especially when it comes to Donald Trump, which is ironic, right? Because in bringing up the fact of race and Donald Trump, that is, in fact, Piers literally talking about race. Specifically, Piers demanded to know why I don't call the Black president a fascist for deporting more brown people than Trump has, and why I brought up being Black at MSNBC in an interview with Mark Lamont Hill.
Why is that not a good question, Joy Reid? Why is it not a quick question to ask you? Why is it that you got all this smoke for Trump when you ain't had none of that smoke for Obama? How is that a racist question? You keep saying Trump want to get all the brown people out the country. You weaponize that. You say it's because they brown. You clearly have stated, folks, she stated that Trump wants a white country and he wants to give it all to brown people. So Piers Morgan's like, well, Obama deported more people than Trump, and they were mostly brown. Why do you call the Black president racist or fascist or whatever? Why didn't you? How is that? Like, I'm just saying, that's a basic question you would ask somebody who has a track record of you. I don't think that's below the belt at all. As far as you saying he ambushed you by asking you questions about you, yeah, that happens. That happened. But you got to always expect that. Joy, have you been on shows? People do that shit all the time. I brought people on my show who did this shit. I brought somebody on my show I didn't know that well. And they spent the whole time running away from questions that might make them look bad to their Trump people. Wanted to talk about whole totally different topics. And we discuss what we talk about. I haven't talked to this person since, and I have no respect for him. And I didn't let on. I could have just ended the interview. You could have ended the interview too.
Hill and various other topics, most of them weirdly connected to me being black. Because, of course, that is Piers' shtick, right? Just like.
Yeah, she keeps saying that Piers' shtick is to question people about their blackness. I don't know if that's true or not. Is that what Piers does? Guys, let me know in the comment section below. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't got a problem with that. I'm here to stand up for black Americans. I don't want to be treated like I'm clear. I'm fine with being asked black questions. Ask me black questions. That's part of my shit with the progressives. Some of them are good people, man. Don't get it twisted. Some of them are not. You know what I'm saying? Why are you so upset he asked you a black question? You black. You're not black American. But you black. You stated yourself in the interview, guys, in the interview herself. She was talking about she's an immigrant. Her parents are immigrants. She Congolese or whatever. I forget which one it was. I think it was Congo, but could be Ghana. I don't know, man. I forget the countries. I know, okay? But she was proudly saying, like, you know, about her background, her immigrant background, okay? All I'm saying is, if someone asks me black questions, I don't got a problem answering them, shutting their ass down. Why are you complaining about that? Oh, because you're a journalist, you're not black now. When you was having so much to say about black voters and what black people need to do, you sure was picking up the mantle like you was black, like you could talk to black Americans any old kind of way, like you was speaking for black Americans. When you had your show, you had no problems. I remember you saying, if you don't vote for Kamala, you're going to look crazy. Black America going to get rid of you, and black people this and black people that. You're going to look like a misfit with the blacks or something you were saying. Yeah, when you were the one pitching, you had no problems talking about black shit at will when you wanted to. And you did a lot of calling white people out. You did do that. Are you gonna say that's not you? That's not what's been in your show? Joy, I've seen your show before. You do that. Do you need a wellness check? All of a sudden, you're saying you don't bring up race? Is that what you're saying? You basically implied you got fired because you was a black woman. Then you said it was Palestinians. Forgot that the person who fired you was black. Let's keep going.
Like Donald Trump's and Fox's and just about every other right-wing content producer. What the right loves to do is fixate on race in order to accuse black people of fixating on race. Donald Trump has literally run 3 race-centered presidential campaigns whose themes were Mexico is sending us.
You know, you need a better thing that tells you what to say. Teleprompter. I couldn't get it out, man. You need a better teleprompter because you reading like shit.
Us rapists, African countries are shitholes, and Africans and Muslims should not be allowed to come here, and Haitians will eat your pets. If that is not a campaign based on identity politics, I don't know what is. Trump is literally the white identity politics politician. And sorry, Piers, hate to break it to you, but white identity politics, unfortunately, sometimes also appeals to non-white people who want to identify with the power of the majority, including some immigrants.
Yeah, including some immigrants. Yeah, I know. Like one's from Africa, from the continent, who talk about race all the time, but then was asked a question about blackness and then all of a sudden get offended.
Who in this past election wound up voting to get their own family members deported. Right-wingers like
We'll come back to that. Put a pin in that.
Piers love to weaponize the lived experiences of Black and brown people to claim that even discussing those experiences constitutes playing the race card, giving people like Piers the chance to bang on about race in a way that makes their nearly all-white audiences feel even more aggrieved and even more angry, so that they keep clicking and keep watching. And so it was Piers Morgan who could not stop bringing up the subject of race on his show today with the goal of trying to force me to answer for why I was discussing it. Clever boy. When Piers demanded to know, for instance, why I will not condemn Barack Obama for deporting people, I tried to helpfully explain that I actually disagreed with Barack Obama's deportation strategy, whose purpose was to lure insincere Republicans like then Senator Marco Rubio into actually signing on to a humane immigration.
You disagree with it. Did you do a bunch of segments on it, though? Did you cover it like you've been covering Trump? And we're talking about a catastrophic, humongous difference in the numbers. Humongous difference in numbers. And then you're going to go like, well, Trump didn't, well, Obama didn't get them from the interior of the country. He got them. I think you're going to do all this gymnastics and shit. You're going to have to. But we're talking about like XX, larger amount. You disagree with him? How public were you about your disagreement? All Pierce was trying to do is show that you were a hack. And that all of y'all are. That you all are.
Immigration policy that would make border crossings more organized. And then there's a small point of Obama not claiming that immigrants are vermin who are poisoning the blood of our country. Literal Nazi language.
Who cares what he said about him if he kicked him out? He kicked out millions more, though. He put like millions. Like 3 million, over 3 million people Obama deported. Now you're like, but he was real nice about it. Come on, man. Like, this is the thing, man. I do not do bullshit well. I just don't. Joy. He was nice. He never called him vermin. Okay. He didn't do the dozens. Great. You're right. Trump shouldn't call people vermin. He probably shouldn't have called Chris Christie a fat bastard. He probably shouldn't have called Rosie O'Donnell names. Yeah, you're right. It's not as if he hasn't offended everyone. It's offensive. It's childish. And sometimes it's funny. But it doesn't change that Obama did a lot more deportations than he has. And you were quiet. And if you weren't quiet, Joy, you are a lot less loud. You were a lot less loud about it. That was the point. You know it was the point. And because it was a point, came and did this video. Because when that comes out, you're going to look bad. And you know what? As bad as you're going to look, the bad as you are looking, the people that are watching that video, you're supposed to look like that 5 years ago, and 4 years ago, and 3 years ago. You're supposed to look like that on your show. But you got a bunch of kiss asses who were coming on the MSNBC show. Yeah, they were coming on your show, and they weren't able to give you the business. You didn't invite people that would give you the business on these topics. I'd have told you that. You could have invited me on your show on MSNBC, and I'd have said the same basic shit Piers said to you. And I'm black, married to a black woman. I'm Black American, married to a Black American with Black American kids. Right? I'd have said the same thing. You wouldn't be able to hide behind, oh, he white, so he racist. He race baiting. Nah, motherfucker. I'm just pointing out Democrats and celebrity news people like yourself, liberals, lie a lot. It's all about political points. You riding for the Democrats, acting like you care about the issues when you're just riding for the Democrats. I don't even think you give a shit about Palestinians either. I think it's just you using that cop-out because you saw that door about to shut on your ass. You need an excuse for getting fired. Told you I'm gonna get in trouble tonight. Everybody ain't dumb, Joy.
As Trump has. Piers also ignored the fact that it's not deportation that his pal and his regime are doing at all. It is expulsion of mostly brown and black people without even a...
Brown and black people, no. People from other countries who have black skin, who have darker brown skin, from African countries, they are the name of the country they come from. Nigerians, Haitians, say it with me. Nigerians, Haitians, brown people or people from Latin American countries are country names. Colombians, Nicaraguans, Guatemalans. Black Americans are black Americans. Those are black people that are getting deported, which are black Americans. Those people are from other countries, Joy. Other countries. That's why they're getting deported. They're undocumented in this country, and they're from other countries. You and Tiffany Cross with this conflation of the two things like it's the same thing. You, Tiffany Cross, and Amanda Seals. Same person.
Hearing. Often to third-party impoverished countries, these people have no connection to, including, in increasing cases, people with zero criminal history. And even if they did get a hearing, have no criminal history.
Well, if they don't get asylum, did they get asylum? We opened the door in most cases because people are seeking asylum. Joy, I'm sorry, Joy. Making more money is not a reason for asylum. Temporary permanent stay, TPS, those are people who are fleeing wars, famines, natural disasters, coups, things of that nature. Is that what was happening? Is that why they left? Then they got asylum. But 9/10 of the people that go before the board don't get approved because they're not here for that. And our immigration system is so shit. We got people waiting 7, 8, 9 years just to get their hearing. That's why they put them in detention centers and make it a speedy hearing and send them packing. You don't like that because that was how your parents got here. You might feel it, well, you probably would feel the same way because you ain't going to say nothing real. But anyway, all right, guys.
To have a hearing about, and in some cases, even U.S. citizens. I am not the one.
Even U.S. citizens were being deported. That's bullshit. Abrego Garcia lived here, he wasn't a citizen. The mom got deported. She took her child with her. The child is a U.S. citizen, but the mom was not going to let the child stay. That's so y'all keep using that. Folks, these people are liars, man. If the mom is undocumented and she gets deported, she gets to decide, he or she gets to decide if they want to take their child with them. That's what they get to decide. See, it's okay to set up families to keep the child here, but it's not okay to set up families to send mom back. See, they want it one way. And they've been running with this lie and not explaining themselves.
Choosing the race and nationality of the deportees and internees at the place that they call Alligator Alcatraz. That would be Piers's pal Donald and his crew, the expulsion crew, Kristi Noem, Stephen Miller, and Tom Homan. And
you know what, guys? Let me say something here before we go on. We're gonna go a little bit further in a minute. I want to clear this up for everybody. Yesterday on the show, yesterday on the live stream, I made a quote. I said, with all this complaining and all this hand-wringing about the deportations, it would give people the impression that this is a major issue. It's really not. I know you think it is because you see wall-to-wall coverage of it. I myself have covered it a lot because I think it's an important issue. But I want you to understand, recently, I think it was on MSNBC, someone used the term reign of terror. It was on CNN Newsnight. Anna Navarro called these deportations a reign of terror on brown people. A reign of terror. So during my live show yesterday, I talked about it and I say that's bullshit. But let me clarify. Let me be more specific here. I also stated that 1% of 1% of LA undocumented people have been deported. Meanwhile, in LA, Black Americans make up 8% of the population, but we are 34% of the homeless population. And no one's saying a damn thing about it. See, Joy, I just brought up race again. Because I'm an advocate, not a hack. You heard me right. Yesterday on my show, I said 1% of undocumented Latinos have been deported. You would think it was thousands upon thousands and thousands of people being deported. Oh my God, the way they're talking about it. And even I have to come back and correct the record. Folks, I apologize. I had not done the research. I just made a best guesstimate. After doing further research today, to come back to you, I must report and amend my previous commentary. Folks, the number of undocumented immigrants who have been deported from LA, Karen Bass' city, is not 1%. It's 0.6 or 0.5, depending on how you do your math. That's right, folks. It's almost half of 1%. We've been going through all this talk, all this noise over 0.5, 0.6%. All this hand-wringing, we in a reign of terror. Meanwhile, Black people make up 34% of the homeless rate. We make up over 50% of homeless families. In a city, we're only 8% of the population. And I got Joy Reid and all these people, Amanda Seals, Tiffany Cross, Van Jones, Anna Navarro. I'm just naming people now. Roland Martin, who I know where they stand. For a final point on it, Los Angeles, Latino population is about 1.8 million. That's according to the 2023 census. Undocumented immigrants in the city of Los Angeles in 2020 estimates puts that about 900,000. There's no precise number for deportations or undocumented immigrants under the Trump administration for Los Angeles. But nationwide, ICE reported 65,682 deportations by June 2025. By June. That's 6 months. 65,000. If we look at U.S. undocumented population, about 11 million worldwide, or nationwide, 11 million nationwide, with LA's 900,000 being roughly 8%, we could estimate around 5,000 to 6,000 deportations from the city, based on a national figure of 65,682. That's a rough estimate, as data isn't city specific. If we take 900,000 as the undocumented population in the city of Los Angeles, 1% of that is 9,000 individuals. But that's not where we're at. We're at 5,000 to 6,000. So all this talk, Joy, all this talk, Tim Black's Wolfpack, all this noise I've been making, everybody's been making, that's why I'm saying I feel a certain kind of way about it, because they've been distracting the hell out of us with this. Not just them, not just Joy Reid. So it's Trump. All this talk about 65,000 people. Obama deported millions. Millions. Most people haven't been touched by this at all. Now, they may be upset, they may be worried, they may have it on their minds, it may affect their day. I understand that. That's different. I'm upset too. I got things that affect my day, like rent, mortgage, bills, things that happen at the schools, getting phone calls and thinking there may have been a shooting at the school. Still had to take my damn hat off in my car because I don't want the feds messing with me. Because, driving while black. I got all types of things that affect my day that I have to worry about, think about for a second. At a movie theater, I'm looking at the door thinking, once you never been to a movie theater, have you been back to the movies yet? I don't know. Every time I go, I'm sitting, I'm looking at that door and I'm thinking, didn't they shoot up these? Don't they shoot up these sometimes? So there are things that affect all of us. I'm not saying it's nothing. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve any focus. All I'm saying is it's overblown. And when you look at the numbers, you realize it's overblown. We're talking about less than 1% of LA, undocumented people. And that's just focusing on Latino immigrants who are undocumented. We're not even counting Haitians, Nigerians, and all the other people. Okay? I would go further, man. We could go further. I don't want to. It's going to get a little disgusting, and I don't want it to get that way. I don't feel a need to go there. I disagree. I disagree with the framing that poor Joy Reid got asked tough questions. Joy Reid been in the business 20 years. She can be asked questions she don't like. They weren't so offensive. Like, oh my God, like no one cursed at you. And that guy Michael Knowles is a disagreeable jackass. Like Piers Morgan brought a guy in from the Daily Wire. Always get that mixed up. And just sprung him on the interview and had him like start talking to Joy. She's like, who's this guy? I don't know if Joy knows him or not, but that's neither here nor there. That's not cool to bring in a guest without people being prepared for it. That ain't cool. That I'll give Joy credit for. I give you credit that was unprofessional. I've been on shows and I typically know who's going to be on the show. No one just pops up on the show. But I got to imagine he ain't the only person to ever do it. That don't make it professional. But Joy Reid, you out here in these streets now. You out here in these internet streets. Things get crazy. People wild out here. You'll be fine. What's not gonna be fine are these talking points. Like some other people don't know. Like you're beyond reproach. Like people shouldn't be able to tell you they think you are full of shit. Just be glad you was on Piers Morgan. Because you wouldn't be able to hide behind, he a white guy. I would have asked you the same questions as out of those, but I'd have been destroying the Democrats and destroying your talking points. You wouldn't be able to hide on that Obama question. You wouldn't be able to hide behind this immigration stuff that you talking about. How Trump trying to make America white again. That's not working. It's not working on us. It's not. We passed that now. You ain't gonna be the boogeyman that's into the Democratic Party. Of course, there are things that you can criticize Trump on, but the way you did it, like it was a going out of business sale. You did it every day. You did it like an abusive spouse. You did it like you had some type of nervous tick. Something was going on with you. Yeah, you in trouble, man. I want you to know, you out here with New Black Media. You and Tiffany, y'all out here with New Black Media now. The rules is different. We run this shit, not you. You don't run YouTube. You don't run independent media. We already doing this over here. We don't take kindly to sellouts and saps and hacks that ain't been doing nothing but sheep herding people to the Democratic Party for a decade, picking up all that money. They want to come out here and try to act like you got street cred. You have no street cred. You have corporate hack credentials. And everybody gonna kiss your ass and roll out the red carpet. You've been lying to black people for a party for a long time. You don't get to just say boogeyman Trump and we all jump. Well, not in black media anyway. Not in new black media. Not in new black American media. Maybe some of that garbage, some of them sellouts who want to be you. So anyway, I saw the interview. It's good for ratings. It's good for numbers. You'll probably pick up a lot of subscribers like Don Lemon did. You know? And you'll be able to punish MSNBC for getting rid of you. But at the end of the day, it wasn't that bad. You're fine. You're fine. He didn't dox you. You know? He's asked you questions. He played clips of you talking. How bad can it be? He played your clips of you talking and then asked you about him. You didn't think he was going to do that? Next time, do your homework. Roland did worse than Dr. Umar. Where you been? Oh, that's right. On the MSNBC plantation, working for the Democrats. Not no more. Come home to Jamaica. Give us corduroys. All right, guys, that's all I got. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm Tim Black. We do this Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll be back tomorrow to finish off the week. I got nothing but love for you. Let's go to comments, fam.
The Tim Black Show streams Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wolfpack.